This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 331 of the Stable Scoop Radio Show, Bogs, Books, and Beaches. Please support our sponsors as they make this, our favorite show, possible.
Our sponsors this week are Kentucky Performance Products, Dr. Rose's Remedies, and RidingWarehouse.com.
Welcome to the Stable Scoop, with weekly shows delivered right to you. With Helena and Glenn the Geek, live from the stable, it's every week. They bring you the news through hail or high water, while using their tails as their own fly swatters. So sit on down and laugh till you poop, cause it's time again for the Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop. The Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop.
I am Glenn the Geek.
And I'm Helena B., and you're listening to the Stable Scoop Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network.
Hi, Helena. Merry
Hi,
Christmas.
Glenn. Merry Christmas to you, too. I'm really happy to be a part of the show this week because we're talking about some of my favorite things, Bogs, Books, and Beaches.
Yes, we are. Music.
Actually,
and music
all three
too.
of my favorites.
Yeah, music too. We're going to throw in everything in there this week. It's a Friday before Christmas, so we only had We only have like 4 more shopping days left, which means you and I have to get started for real now.
And just so everybody knows, neither Glenn nor I have even begun
The
to
first
think
thing we
about,
talked about in the meeting today was, have you started? No. Have you started? No.
what are you going to do? What are you going to get this one? What are you going to get that one?
We
I
are
don't
so much
know.
alike in many ways. We could never live with each other, you and I.
We must have been related in a past life. We really,
You're my younger sister,
really-
I think. I never had.
Totally. We just have this way of coming back together for lifetimes.
And it just, oh God, we could never live with each other, though. We'd drive each other crazy because
I'd kill you.
Yes,
I would
exactly.
kill you in your sleep.
Exactly.
I would.
Well, we do have a couple things planned. We have a book review by one of our terrific auditors today, and then Kim Baker's stopping by to talk about a great Costa Rica clinic and relaxation trip she has planned that involves riding on beaches. And then Templeton Thompson's stopping by. We always get her at this time of year to stop by and say hi. And, of course, we play her music all the time. And then we have... cut. Hold on.
Okay. Cut.
And then we have Colleen Peachy from Eventing Nation doing the Riding Warehouse Tack and Habit segment all about Bogs boots. So we have a whole bunch of stuff coming up for you today, and we hope you enjoy it. We basically didn't want to work too hard, so we got the easiest guests we could find.
You really just said that out loud?
Yes, I'm like ready for vacation.
We
I
didn't
really am.
want to work there. You and me both.
Ugh,
You
I'm
and
ready.
me both.
I'm ready. We're actually taking a couple weeks off. There'll be shows all that during that time. Next week is the All Hosts episode. So we had a good time recording that, too. We did have fun making the All Hosts episode this year. So you can.
What are you guys going to do on Christmas Day?
We're
Christmas
staying
morning?
home Christmas, actually. We'll probably get a ride and drive-in. So we'll do that on Christmas. And, we're doing a bunch of one-day trips. And we'll go down and see Wendy. The day after Christmas, we're going to go down to Wendy's house and see their new farm, Dr.
Nice.
Wendy Ying. And then
Nice.
we're hoping to get to a friend's house in the Carolinas for New Year's Eve. So that's what we have planned.
Where in the Carolinas?
They live near Asheville. And as a matter of fact, we went up to their house at New Year's Eve years ago, and we went to the Biltmore for New Year's Eve. And we spent New Year's Eve at the Biltmore. We did the tour. It was nighttime. It was snowing. It was beautiful at the Biltmore, which, of course, is the largest mansion in the United States. And they have the restaurant in the stables. So we ate dinner in the stables at the snowy Biltmore on New Year's Eve, and then took a tour of the house, and they had all the Christmas decorations still up. And then we drove home from there. But it was beautiful. It was really cool. Matter of fact, Jennifer's favorite ride of all time has been at the Biltmore with Melinda, the person that we stay with. And they went riding at the Biltmore. They have a trail concession there. You can ride around the grounds, which are thousands of acres. And but they were the only two on the ride that day, so it was just them and the guide, and they just had a blast.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they just had a blast. And it's, all the Newport mansions, take the breakers in Newport, which you've been to, and make it bigger. and that's the Biltmore. Yep.
And add to the fact that you can ride through it.
Yes, and they have a winery there. It's a lot of ground, whereas the places in Newport tend to not have a lot of acres. These have tons of acres, like thousands. It used to be like 50,000 acres, and they've sold it off now. It's down to about 1,500, I believe. So it's really neat. It's really neat, really neat place, and it's in the mountains of North Carolina.
Oh, I'll have to add that to my bucket list.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yes. You and Buck need to go there. It's a really cool place. If you enjoy Newport, you will definitely enjoy this.
We do. And we have friends there. We both have friends down there who are like, come down anytime. I don't know what my problem is.
And Asheville, the town, is really cool, too. Because it's kind of like this hip town in the middle of the mountains. It's a very artsy town, and the art scene is really good there. The theater scene's good there. It's kind of this hip community in the middle of the mountains.
All right.
A really neat place. Now that we've done our tourism promo for North Carolina, let's get to our first guest here today. And our first guest is going to be one of our auditors. Rachel is with us, and she is going to do a book review on The Riding Horse Repair Manual by Doug Payne. Let's hear what she had to say about that. Well, hi, Rachel. Thank you so much for joining us today to do your book review.
My pleasure, Glenn.
And of course, Rachel's an auditor of ours, and the auditors have first rights to get the free books to review them here on the air. And this is your first review, right?
Yes, it is.
Cool. Very good. Well, tell us real quick a little bit about yourself. Do you ride? Do you have horses? What kind of riding you do? That kind of thing.
I am primarily a dressage rider. I grew up doing 4-H, so I've done a little Western. I've done a little jumping, and now I'm trying to work on my bronze medal with my 19-year-old Connemara Arab gelding that I had for 10 years.
Oh, cool. A Connemara Arab. What kind of personality there?
He's funny. He's opinionated, but not a malicious bone in his body.
Oh, really?
He definitely lets you know what he thinks about certain exercises and so on.
So he definitely got a little bit of both breeds in there then.
Yes. Yeah. He has the best of both breeds.
Well, terrific. And then it's appropriate that you got this book to read. You ended up with The Riding Horse Repair Manual by Doug Payne. And Doug, of course, has been a guest in our shows many times, and he's a really neat guy. I have not read this book, so it's going to be interesting to hear your take on it. Now, is this more of a, I don't know, what kind of book would you describe this? It's not a novel, that's for sure. It's a riding horse repair manual.
No, it's kind of a how-to book.
Okay. So tell us about it.
Well, it kind of goes through, he starts out by giving his bio, his credentials of why he's qualified to write this book. Basically, he grew up riding any horse that came into the barn. He grew up in a horsey family. And then it goes into starting a green horse or restarting a horse. Has a couple chapters on kind of step-by-step how you'd go about that, or how he goes about that. And then it gets into the behavior problems. He has a chapter on how to assess what kind of horse you're riding, what kind of issues they bring to the table, and how to evaluate yourself, whether you're qualified to address them safely. And then it gets into specific issues. Is a chapter on contact issues, how to get steadier contact, or if you have a horse that pulls a lot, and so on. And a chapter on unruly outbursts, including rearing and bucking and spinning, bolting. There's a chapter on jumping issues like drifting or rushing. And through the whole thing, it has kind of sidebars. It has some frame by frame sort of layouts and little tips that are highlighted in the side. One thing I noticed going through the pictures when I first got it was that in every picture of the horse acting up, Doug's riding all of them, and Doug looks like he's having the time of his life. And so that was amusing.
Well, you don't know. They might have been doing a photo shoot, and he's like, "I need a picture of him doing this," and he was trying to get him to do that, and it took like 3 hours, and he was so happy it finally worked.
Yeah.
Now, did you find, is this the kind of book that a true horse girl is going to sit and read cover to cover, or are you just going to pick out the parts that your horse is having trouble with and look for those directly?
Well, with me, I kind of flipped through it and read bits and pieces that sound interesting. Like I have one horse, but I've worked with many others. So whenever I saw something, I remember having that issue, I would read that chapter. It's the kind of thing that maybe a trainer or an instructor would read cover to cover to kind of have those ideas in their toolbox. But if you have one horse, you might flip through it and find the things that were pertinent to you and your horse.
Is this good for all levels of rider, or would you say it fits into one category or another?
I would say you need to have a fairly, well, since it's dealing a lot with like problem horses that can be dangerous for beginners, it's geared toward an intermediate rider or above, someone who has the tools and the ability to address these problems and not just have their trainer get on and do it.
Yeah, I agree. Now, were you able for your, what are we going to call, what, you know how we love to make up new breeds with these designer breeds? So we'll just call yours,
yeah.
What did you come up with yours? Is it like a Conrab? We'll have to come up with a name for Connemara Arab.
Arab Amara, maybe? I don't know. I haven't thought about that one.
That's funny. Well, did you have anything specific that you were having trouble with that you actually tried the lessons in here?
Yeah. Well, when I first got it, I had a green horse that I was working with, and he was just kind of starting some jumping. So I really read the jumping chapter pretty carefully, because he was doing some drifting and doing a little bit of rushing. So that they had some exercises in there that were really helpful to me. For example, for rushing a fence, he suggests setting a small fence on a 20-meter circle and just kind of establishing a rhythm and going through it until he settles, and that helps a lot. Just to kind of let him find his own way to it on a 20-meter circle, so he can't get too much momentum going, and kind of keep a little bend, so you keep a little more control that way. And my main horse, my current horse, he has a stop and freeze when he's nervous about something. If he doesn't want to go out on the strange trail or whatever, he'll do the stop and plant. So they had some good suggestions about that. Mostly the root of that problem is that he's behind the leg, which is generally true with him. So we've been working on getting him in front of the leg.
Okay, cool. So what would you give it on, we got a bale of hay with 6 flakes, 6 being the best?
I would give it 5 flakes.
Oh, wow. Cool. Very good. And of course,
mostly lacking the 6 just because it's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very good book for a lot of people. I think it'd be really good for Jamie with all her thoroughbreds.
I'll make sure to send her one for Christmas. And of course, you can find it. It is on Amazon. If you go to Amazon, go to our website first and click on the Amazon link on the left side of the page. It really helps us out a little bit. And the name of the book is The Riding Horse Repair Manual by Doug Payne. That's Payne. Thank you so much, Rachel, for doing this for us, and Merry Christmas.
It was my pleasure. Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you to Rachel for joining us. We appreciate it. And, of course, our auditors are people who have seen fit to just donate $1 or $2 a month to the Horse Radio Network. And for that, they get certain benefits. And one of the benefits is they get to review all the books that come in. All the publishers send us the books. And Jennifer and I just weren't getting to them. We were like, well, let's let the auditors review them. And it's been working out really well. So if you want to become an auditor, just hop on over to stablescoop.com and click on the big banner in the middle of the page. Well, next up, first, what are you doing for the holidays? Do you stay home with the
we're
ponies?
Gonna stay home.
Yeah.
Yep, we're going to stay home with the ponies, and we'll probably have a nice big Christmas breakfast, meaning big as in food, not big as in people.
That's at the end of the day.
It's really the only downtime I have all year. It's the only time my phone doesn't ring, my email doesn't ding, that, someone or other is knocking at the door or whatever. So we're just going to sit tight for 3 days and 4 days.
Yeah, you get
in our
caught
pajamas.
up in that whole retail before Christmas thing because a lot of your companies you work with are in that world. So you're busy too, and
very busy.
Christmas Day, it all stops.
It really does. So
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy the peace, and we're not big gift givers. We do actually one of the things we celebrate is solstice, which is actually this coming Sunday, December 21st. We
You sit
all
naked
come
around
from
a campfire?
How'd you know?
Why was I never invited to that party?
Well, we all grew up in Christian families, but we have a little bit of an issue with the fact that Christmas celebrates the birth of really no one who was born on December 25th. So there's the real Christmas, the little Christmas, which is, well, some people believe that Christ was born in June. Whenever you think he was born, we celebrate pretty much everything from November 25th through May 16th, No, seriously, we celebrate solstice, which is when the sun comes back. So it's the return of the light. So on December 21st, we get 3 extra seconds of daylight.
And when you live in New England, that's important.
Exactly. The days get longer. So we like to hold on to those old pagan Scandinavian traditions, and we celebrate the return of the sun this weekend. And then next weekend, we celebrate Christmas. And then, of course, there's New Year's. And then there's Little Christmas, which is when some members of our family actually celebrate the religious holiday. So we got a lot going on. So the actual 4 days around Christmas time is going to be the most peaceful, quiet, enjoyable.
Italians will do anything for a party.
You're not kidding. And they will. That's what I said. They'll stretch it out. They'll go all the way to May.
Right.
We'll figure out a way to make Christmas last until May.
Well, we are going to find out how you can celebrate in warmer climates right after this word from Kentucky Performance Products. Kim Baker of Kim Baker Horsemanship is joining us about a Costa Rica vacation that you can take, and it involves a lot of horses. Happy holidays to all the listeners of the Horse Radio Network from your friends at Kentucky Performance Products. Kentucky Performance Products cares about the health of your horses and knows you do too. May you and your horses and ponies have a very happy and healthy holiday season and a fun equine-filled new year. From all of us at Kentucky Performance Products at kppusa.com. Happy holidays, everybody. Well, we have Kim Baker joining us now. Kim is a once-a-month co-host on the Horses in the Morning Show. She does the Kim Baker episode every month. And right now she is here because I thought this would be something interesting for the Stable Scoop audience. And Helena, she sponsors a trip every year, and it just sounds very, very interesting. Kim, how are you?
I'm well, Glenn. How are you?
Good. And Kim will be on, when's your show? Next Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Yep, Tuesday morning on Horses in the Morning. But you're sponsoring this trip. I guess this is the second year?
Yes, that's correct. Second year.
Tell us about it.
So this is an awesome trip to Costa Rica. If you've never been to Costa Rica, I highly recommend it. They are so friendly. The food is phenomenal. It's all local. It's all organic. You can drink the water. It's completely safe. They have mangoes. Yeah, I know. Well, there was a question about that, but the water is very pure. Like I said, they're very eco-friendly. It's just phenomenal countryside, and most of us horse people have bucket list items, right? And one of them is to ride on the beach. Who doesn't want to ride on the beach, right?
Especially in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Especially in Costa Rica. So last year, there's a couple different beaches that we rode on. We did a sunset ride on the beach to a local restaurant for dinner. And then it was raining when we rode back, and you're thinking, oh God, I don't want to ride in the rain. But trust me, this is very welcoming rain. It's mid-90s down there. So we're going to go March 15th through the 22nd. So for those of you, except for Glenn because he's in Florida, but for those of you that are, tired of old man winter and tired of freezing your fingers and your toes off to be with your horse, then you can come enjoy the 90s and the refreshing warm. It's like bath water when it rains, and it was a great trip home. The other beach that we rode on was completely secluded. It was just us and the turtles. And we were cantering on the beach. A couple of us galloped on the beach. You get to hand select your horse for the entire week, so it's your horse for the week. We
that's
stay
nice.
in this. Yeah, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
And we work on building a great relationship. So I had beginner riders. I had a 3-day eventer that was there, and I worked to customize your experience. So regardless of what level of a rider you are, you're still going to have a blast. And you're still going to enjoy it. You're going to feel comfortable. You're going to feel safe. I mean, we really work to make this a tight-knit little community, a safe group. You're going to get downtime to swim in the infinity pool that overlooks the jungle and overlooks the ocean. How awesome does that sound? Yeah.
We're all about ready.
Exactly.
Is that unofficially a word?
Is that a word, right?
So I've not been to Costa Rica. I've been to a few islands in the Caribbean, but what would you say is the most meaningful or memorable thing about riding in Costa Rica in particular?
The horses themselves. These are local Costa Rican horses, and you're like, what the heck's a Costa Rican horse? Well, it's a horse like any other
Spanish
horse.
accent. Sorry.
They come in all colors. Some of them are paints. Some of them are solid bays, blacks, grays. They just tend to be a little more narrow, and that's so that they can dissipate their heat easier. And they're so, I don't know, I mean, it was such an amazing experience for me as well, facilitating the retreat. And then the participants that came, I mean, you get a massage, which is included in the price. All your meals are included, all the horse activities. And we also get to go swimming with the horses in the Nosara River. And if you've never swam with a horse before, it is one of the best things ever to do. And you can lead your horse in from the ground, or you can ride bareback. And this is really funny, Glenn. You'll get a kick out of this. So Carrie and Heidi. Carrie owns the horses, and Heidi is our yoga instructor. And if you're like, oh God, I can't do yoga, I'm not flexible, don't worry about it. We work from beginners to people that are experienced with yoga. So and I work to incorporate how yoga practice, which is mostly breathing, applies to the horses, and it's phenomenal stuff. So Glenn, you'll get a kick out of this. Carrie asked me to demo a emergency dismount on my horse, and so I did that. But of course, we're in the river, and the river kind of took my feet from underneath me, and I totally just flopped right in the river. But what better way to come off your horse than a soft landing?
Yeah, at least it was soft.
I was dismounting on purpose, but
because a Costa Rican hospital doesn't sound like much fun, so that's probably a better option.
But see, everything's going to be easier in Costa Rica: the landings, the weather, the horses, because you are so relaxed. I mean, if you don't know anything about yoga, all you have to do is go to just going to Costa Rica is yoga. That's instant relaxation that prepares you. So I would imagine that the horses are a little bit more chill because the environment in general is more chill. How do they how do they typically respond to having all different kinds of riders on their backs? I mean, your typical trail horse is just kind of dead to whatever sits on their back. They just go along, they do their job, which is great. which is really great, especially for the operation that's hosting them. Are the Costa Rican horses similar in that they know their job, or do they have a little bit more personality because this is a more unique experience?
It's a wonderful, wonderful question. And these are nothing like your dude string horses. These horses have personality. They have, if you want to get up and go, you can get up and go. If you want to be laid back and like hang back, there's a couple horses. Now we all know that horses, when they get left behind, are like, oh my God, I'm freaking out, right? We have a couple of those horses there that the whole herd can take off at a gallop, and they are just happy to walk and hang out. How cool is that?
Wow.
Yes. These horses, they know their job. They work with you. They help you get better. They improve your horsemanship. We work on tools that you can bring home that you can apply to your horses here at home or to your life. We also do a little bit of animal communication. While we're there, I introduce you to that. And yeah, these horses they're not, you don't just sit on them and follow the butt in front of you. It's nothing like that. This is a complete, true horse lover's dream.
Now, I have an important question. Is this girls only, or you take boys too?
Boys are welcome too. In fact, we had a couple that came last year, and the wife was more experienced than the husband. He was a little nervous about cantering, but he did. At the end of the week, he cantered on the beach a little bit.
And do the boys need yoga pants? I'm just asking.
No. In fact, most of us are in like tank top and shorts.
Okay, good.
So no worries about yoga. It's all about being comfortable. It's not about being stylish. It's definitely, especially right now, right? The holidays, it's like go to this party. Got to get this gift and got to get this food and it's like 90 miles an hour. In Costa Rica, we take it back down to about 0 to 5 miles an hour. You breathe, you relax, you let it go.
Well, where can people find out more if they want to attend, and what's the deadline?
The deadline to sign up is January 15th, which is right around the corner. The dates again are March 15th through to 22nd. The price is all-inclusive. It covers everything except for your airfare. And you can find out more at my website, which is KB, as in Kim Baker, naturalhorsemanship.com. So again, that's KB, naturalhorsemanship.com. I have a little banner on my homepage that has a jungle horse on it. Just click on that, and you can look at the flyer, and then you can go to their website, which is equisolretreats.com, and that is equisol, EQUISOL, retreats.com, and that's where you go to register. But I have a link from my site to their site.
Very good, Kim. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance yet, take a listen to Kim. She's usually on the fourth Thursday of every month on Horses in the Morning with the Kim Baker episode. But next week, because of the holiday, she'll be there on Tuesday. You can tune in at 9 a.m. at horsesinthemorning.com. Thanks, Kim. Have a great holiday.
Thanks, Glenn. Helena, you too. Happy holidays.
Well, it's not too late to get a gift certificate for the one you love that's into horses for EasySignsOnline.com. Gift certificates right now are available all the way through Christmas Day. Just hop on over to EasySignsOnline.com right now. You know, whether they need a farm sign, a friend of yours, or just a stable sign, or a tack room sign, or a stall nameplate, no matter what they might be looking for, they can find it at EasySignsOnline.com. Their easy ordering system makes it very simple to get exactly the sign that you want. Get your gift certificate today, EasySignsOnline.com.
And coming up next, we have one of my favorite recording artists, the one and only Templeton Thompson.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she talks about him, dreams about him, thinks about him all the time. She's got to have him, be lost without him. You can see it in her eyes. What is it? What is it with She says, now when I was a young girl, they were my whole world. They were my one safe place. Now that I'm older, still lean on this.
Well, we have one of our favorite people. We could not end the year without having Templeton Thompson on the show to chat with her a little bit because she just makes the holidays brighter. Hi, Templeton.
Oh, hey, Glenn. Thank you for that. That's really sweet of you.
Well, it's true. You're all sugary. You bring sugar to the party. And then,
Oh, thanks.
and the nice part about your sugar is we don't get fatter. So that's the nice part.
Oh, you're very nice. I'm working on that right now, though. I'm going to be baking some later today. I'll bring spice, too, sometimes. Don't let me fool you.
Well, now, Templeton, we wanted to have you on. One, to thank you for allowing us to play your music, which we do all the time. Especially at the holidays. We're playing all of your Christmas hits. So there's that, and we appreciate you allowing us to do that.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you doing it. You guys are awesome. Happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays.
That's my favorite.
And we'll play that. We'll play the show out with that today, of course.
Cool. Thanks.
All right. So now tell us what you got going on.
Well, we are on. I even have to look at the computer. We're in the middle of a crowdfunding campaign using a site called Indiegogo. You know all about it because you were one of my first backers on the last time we did a crowdfunding deal for a new CD.
And this time.
And this time, that's what I was going to say. And now this time, you're one of the first ones on the list. So bless your sweet heart. We are in the throes of crowdfunding for a new CD that we're in the middle of making. We have some songs recorded, some that we need to finish writing, some we just wrote. We had one just fall in our lap the other days. It's going to totally go on this album. The album's going to be called Get That Pony Road, and I'm just really excited. And I'm looking at the screen right now, and we're 30% towards reaching our goal. We're at 30%, and we have 11 days left to reach our $20,000 goal to make this album not on a shoestring for once and be able to do some publicity and maybe even make a video. You know, if we make this goal money, that reach the goal, we can probably get ourselves out to California and make a music video with a very new dear friend for one of our songs called A Reckoning that was inspired by a screenplay of his of a wonderful movie that will be made, that he will make. So his name is Sweet Tino Luciano. We love Tino. We love you, Rockstar Cowboy. So we got to reach this goal.
That is very exciting.
Thank you. I'm really excited and just grateful for the people who've already come on board. And again, Glenn, thank you. You always do. You're so cool, man. You're like one of the only radio people I know who actually buys music to play on your show, which is really cool and says a lot.
I can't tell you, to be honest, I've bought your music more than once because I keep having my computer crashing, and for some reason the songs weren't backed up, so I had to go buy everything again. So I've bought it more than once. So.
Well, if that ever happens again, you got to let me know. I will resend it to you.
You know what, though? I would rather... You guys make so little nowadays with the way music is changing and with Pandora and Spotify and all of that. You know, I think people, don't realize how little you get of those services. Now, you're grateful for it. I mean, it's there. But it's not like it was 10 years ago. So... now, to explain to people what takes the money in making a CD, a good CD?
What takes the money in making a good CD? Well, I mean, to me, you can do like we've done for years, as you know, and I'm so proud of the music we've already made because I'm blessed to have the most amazingly talented rock star cowboy as a husband who can create, master tracks in our studio here at the house. So, it takes time. It takes amazing musicians like Sam. But to do what we want to do this time, the reason we're going for the goal that we're going for is we'd like to be able, to go and actually record at least some of these songs with a live band. And that costs money. It costs money to rent a studio for the day, for 2 days, however long it takes. You can cut about 5-6 tracks in a 3-hour session in a big studio room. So, that's why it takes money. And then, and there's also, y'all know, artwork, there's the publicity that goes along with trying to let people know you have a new album. I mean, I can only do so much by sending out emails that say, hey, you guys, I have a new album. I mean, I'd love to be in a position to hire a publicist who can go, hey, world, Templeton Thompson has a new album, because those are the kind of things it takes to actually get a further reach, if that makes sense. As you guys know, with our When I Get That Pony Road music video, we were able to really reach out a lot further and further. I was an English major in college, and I should know better. Anyway, because we had angels in our lives who gifted us, that video, and then gifted us the ability to hire one of the most amazing PR firms in Nashville. So it was all angel stuff for us. That video wouldn't have gotten the reach, that it wound up having without that support. And then we were able to call on folks like you guys to go, hey, would you guys watch the video and let the, Great American Country Network, GAC, know that you love the song and video? We hope you do. And you want to see it on TV. And it was all you guys out there who made that happen. It's the people who love and believe in us who go, hey, listen, do this, that make it happen. Because it's all in Sam. As you guys know, it's all us all the time.
Yeah, you're independent
I get to play
too.
agent and everything.
Yeah, you don't have a studio. You're independent, like a lot of artists are doing now. As a matter of fact, some of the big artists that have had record labels have gone to independent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're totally, I wear so many hats, as you know, and you guys were all peers in this, because I know you relate. You guys do everything yourselves.
Yeah, it's true. It's Jennifer and I, and the hosts here at the Horse Radio Network.
Yeah.
We don't have a staff,
No.
and so I get
You
it.
don't have people? Come on, you have people.
I wish we had people.
I wish I had people, too. Must be neat to have people. My people are me and Sam.
Yeah.
So,
at least your people are people. My people have tails.
Well, and my people have tails too, and
they want fed.
Paws and precious hooves, and they would like to be fed. Yes, and their royalty scale it's increasing. I noticed that. They're like, next time we're on screen, we want more, or we're going to go on strike. So, and I don't blame them, because artists need to be paid really well. Dang it, 2 or 4-legged. So, so it's all us all the time. So thank you.
Well, it is, I know we were discussing this the other day. I was chatting with Jamie, and we were chatting about, how much crowdfunding there is out there. So that's a little tougher than it was even 6 months ago when you did your
I think you're right.
When you did your first CD. There's just and there's a lot of crap out there too. I was actually on one of them, one of the crowdfunding things, and there were people on there that, honest to God, put up, begging for money for building their new barn or putting up fencing for their horses. It was just their everyday life stuff. And it's like, that kind of defeats the purpose of what it was initially meant to be.
Yeah, that's a tricky thing. Now, I do get that if, for example, like with the crowdfunding platform we're using, like with Indiegogo, because as you know, I used Kickstarter last time, and that was, 2011 when I did that one. And with that one, they may welcome nonprofits now, but that's what I love about Indiegogo. They welcome nonprofits, and I think that's a really cool thing. Say that's a therapeutic riding facility, and that's why they're trying to put up.
Yeah, I get that, but these were just people. These were just people.
Yeah. It has become kind of a thing, but you just the way I look at that, honestly, Glenn, is you just never know. You never know if maybe they're struggling so hard, and that's how they feel they can reach out. Because I did see a thing on Indiegogo recently that they're launching a new thing. Like if someone just ran into hard times and had crazy, ridiculous medical bills, for example, that kind of stuff. And to me, in those circumstances, and I know we talked about this last time with Jamie, that's a cause. That's
right.
Truly donating to a cause. Whereas I try to make sure that folks know we're not trying to be a cause here. This is just a way for us to reach out and ask our fans to be a part of our art process of us making this album, because you will get a whole bunch of fun little perks from us when you help us out. So just know that, it's like you guys get to participate in the making of the record. You get to know what's going on all along the way, and there's going to be all kind of fun stuff. You've already gotten some of your perks, I know, through my email
She is very
that page
good
I've set up.
one thing Templeton is good at that some of them aren't so good at is keeping you informed along the way. Once you've pledged, she does keep you informed of everything that's going on step by step. And of course, we've all enjoyed Templeton's music. Now, I do have one question for you. Are these songs horse related? Some of them horse related, some not on the new CD?
Yeah, are you kidding? It's me.
Dumb question.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, no, it's not. There are no dumb questions, and that's really sweet that you asked. Actually, absolutely. In fact, I even posted the titles of what some of the songs are going to be called, and not one, but there's a whole bunch. There are a whole bunch of songs that I can't wait to get recorded. I'm really excited. One's called God and Horses. The brand new one that we wrote the other day that God just put in our laps is all horsey all the time. I've got some other ones that I've been dying to finish writing. They're all about horses. And then there are ones, that are not, that I've got. I don't know if you've heard the song called Rally Round the Mustangs. I've got a song called Pretty Ponies. And then we've got songs that are just about life. So it's going to be, one of these albums that runs the gamut. Just my love of horses, of course, because that's, you guys know, that's just in me, just like it's in y'all, and I can't not have songs about horses on my albums. I don't think it's possible for me at all. But then we're reaching deep back into old song catalog from our days writing for publishing companies on Music Row. I mean, we're reaching back at least as far as like 97, 98, I think, for at least one song that we didn't want to forget about. So I'm just really grateful. I keep telling folks if I had my druthers, it'd be a double album. But to make that happen, we really have to reach that goal, because I think you can only, I can't remember how many tracks you can put on one CD.
Yep.
So,
Well, very
but there's
good.
the ability for folks to sponsor songs. So that's what we've had one wonderful angel in our lives actually be a song sponsor for our song Don't Throw Me Away. So I'm really grateful for that. So I'm hoping maybe more people will go, oh, that's kind of fun. And Forever and Ever Amen, they sponsored the creation of that record for that song. If they do that. So
Well, and you can donate
helps, I'm grateful.
Yeah, you can donate as little as $5 all the way up to $7,500, and for that, pretty much Templeton will come live in your house for a week.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'll even cook for you. That could be frightening. I could bake.
She'll make
you.
your bed.
I'm a pretty talented baker. I like to bake.
She'll clean your stalls, whatever you need.
Totally different subject matter,
Yes.
but it is the happy holidays, right? And it is time for us to just get very festive and be excited about baking and wrapping gifts for people we love and telling people we love that we love them. So I love y'all first and foremost. I want to make sure I say that and appreciate you so much. And I got wind of a really cool new fun little snack for the holidays, for the happy holidays. We were at a party the other night and we got to wear our best fun pajamas, which was a blast. So I wore my Eeyore onesie, which was too much fun. And there were these yummy little treats on a tray, and you know what they are, if you guys ever heard of these, but it's basically a Ritz cracker, and you just slather a whole bunch of peanut butter on said Ritz cracker. You can stick one on top of that and make it a sandwich, but Sam, and this is not about me, Sam's been doing this, he's found that it's best if you have the Ritz cracker, a big dollop of peanut butter, and then you dunk that thing in some seriously awesome, dark, awesome chocolate, and it is like the most amazing treat on the planet. So I invite everyone to try it because it is awesome. God. Yeah.
I'm hungry for chocolate now.
I know.
I'm serious. I know I have cookies to bake later today. We're in the middle of a fun little thing that we're doing that you guys will know about tomorrow too, because y'all are on my mailing list. So it's kind of a little Christmas gift.
Are you sending me cookies?
Holidays gift. Not sending you cookies, but a treat.
Obviously, I didn't donate enough. I needed to donate $7,500 so Templeton can come clean my stalls and bring cookies.
I'm a good stall cleaner, too, man. I don't miss a poo ball. I do not. I'm good at that. Good at getting all the pee spots I'm good at it.
Thank you, Templeton. I know you got to run here, so we won't keep you. But it's go to TempletonThompson.com. That's the easiest place to go, just to find the link over to the Indiegogo if you want to be part of that. We have a bunch of people that have already done it, and you can do any of the levels there that you want to. It's all explained very well there. So TempletonThompson.com. Thank you, Tempe. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, guys. I love you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, darling. Y'all have fun. Go love on all your fur babies for me, and I'll do the same. All my babies are sending love to y'all. Thank you for all the help, everybody. I love you guys.
Bye.
And horses, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Girls and horses.
Well, Helena, we set a record at the Horse Radio Network this week for the most downloads in one day. And that was thanks to two women by the name of Lisa Kelly. There's Ice Road Trucker Lisa Kelly, who's been a regular guest on the driving radio show because she has horses up in Alaska and she drives. And anybody who's seen Ice Road Truckers has seen Lisa. She's the only female. And then she's our most popular fan of the Horse Radio Network. She contacted us years ago and said, I listen to all your shows and I love them. And I went, I just watched you on Ice Road Truckers. I had just watched an Ice Road Truckers she was on. I was like, wow, that's cool. So she listens to us in the truck. She still does, by the way. She listens to a lot of the shows. And we had her on driving radio show several times with Dr. Wendy. She loves Dr. Wendy, wants to get her up there to teach her driving. And so she has a friend also by the name of Lisa Kelly, who I also know very, very well, not personally, but in reputation. She is one of the Celtic Women, was one of the original founders of the group Celtic Women, who have been hugely popular around the world and have been PBS specials. They always are on PBS specials, especially this time of year, and they travel the world doing concerts. Their Billboard magazine rated them for the third time this year as the best world act of all the bands. They put Celtic Women as the best one of the year again this year. Well, Lisa Kelly, who was the same name as Trucker Lisa Kelly. There's singer Lisa Kelly and Trucker Lisa Kelly. Okay. They've known each other for years on Facebook, but never met. And what I did is I contacted singer Lisa Kelly, who was shocked, got back to me. Carrie Underwood still hasn't. It could be the restraining order with Carrie Underwood's a problem. But singer Lisa Kelly got right back to me and said, well, how would you like to do something fun? And we'll surprise the trucker Lisa Kelly by having you both on the same call and you actually get to meet each other. So that's what we did. We got that arranged. And the trucker Lisa Kelly had no idea. We just chatted with her for a couple minutes and said, oh, by the way, I'd like you to meet. And so they got to meet on the show. Well, their fans have gone nuts over this. Trucker Lisa Kelly has almost 500,000 fans on Facebook. She's the most popular truck driver in the world. And there have been thousands of comments. We had tens of thousands of downloads the first day this hit, and they posted it. There have been thousands of comments on their Facebook page and likes and shares, and the Celtic Woman Facebook page put it up, and then the Ice Road Truckers page. It's just been going crazy. So we had literally the most downloads we had ever. And Helena, I'm shocked the server held up, actually. I was surprised. I did get an email from the server company that your traffic is higher than usual today. Yes, no kidding.
Wow.
Driving Radio Show will definitely be the top show in the month of December. If you haven't heard it, head over to drivingradioshow.com. It was just fun. It was fun to get the two together, and obviously their fans loved it. So you can check it out. It was a good time. Wow. But that's the highlight for this week on the Horse Radio Network. And I was also really thrilled our server kept running and didn't die. Let's head off to Tack and Habit now, brought to you by Riding Warehouse. It's not too late to get your Riding Warehouse gift certificate. Get it right now. Head over to ridingwarehouse.com. They have a ton of different products for the horse lover in your life. So if you're looking to get something, a gift certificate, maybe it's only $5 or $10 or it's $100 or it's $1,000, they'll find something that they want and need over at ridingwarehouse.com. Gift certificates are a horse husband approved gift as well. So keep that in mind as you're heading into the holidays, whether it's for your coach or for your students or whatever it is. Gift certificates are the perfect gift because that horse girl in your life or horse boy in your life can get exactly what they want at ridingwarehouse.com. Well, coming back for her monthly appearance on the Tack and Habit segment is Colleen Peachy, one of our great listeners and auditors, and she writes and does product reviews for Eventing Nation. Well, hi, Colleen. Welcome back to the show. Of course, Colleen is from Eventing Nation, and she does our Tack and Habit product review once a month here for us. Well, we have one today I don't know that we've ever talked about and is becoming very popular. How are you? Merry Christmas.
Hi, Glenn. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me back, and Merry Christmas to you, too.
Well, you do all the product, or some, not all anymore, but you do product reviews for Eventing Nation. And, of course, we have you on when we head out to Ada every year, two times a year, actually. And now we're in the winter season, and this product is perfect for that. Everybody knows that other brown boot, that other brown tall boot that people wear in the wet and the muck. And this is actually an option to that. It's a little bit cheaper. So tell us about the Bogs Classic High Boots.
Well, yeah, sure, absolutely. So it was interesting because I hadn't heard of Bogs until about a little over 2 years ago. For years before that, I had been wearing some other, different kinds of muck boots, and had a problem with every 6 to 9 months that I would have them tend to crack on the foot in the same place. So
Yep.
I know the one time I wandered into our local, we have the Outback Trading Company store nearby, so I can get into trouble there, but I went in and I noticed these muck boots that had all these fun, colorful patterns on them. And I flipped, of course, because I'm absolutely addicted to colorful things. But interesting thing was I started chatting with the person working there about the Bogs, and there were a couple really cool differences between them versus other boots that are out on the market. The first being that they're actually made of like a natural vulcanized rubber rather than a synthetic rubber, which I was told would make them, more
They're
durable.
made by Spock? Spock makes them?
I don't know about that, Glenn.
Okay.
I don't know about that. But.
You said vulcanized. I just pictured Spock making them, if they're Vulcan.
It could be. Maybe that's what they mean when they say vulcanized, because I was really like, okay, vulcanized, what does that mean? But I heard the word natural rubber. I'm like, okay, so color, natural rubber, I'm being told that these tend to be pretty durable, so I was willing to give them a try. So I actually bought my first pair, it was a little over 2 years ago, and I've been wearing them year-round ever since. Even though they're high boots, I've actually been wearing them during the winter and during the summer, too. The nice thing being that they might be tall, but they are fully waterproof up to the top. Well, excluding those handles on the side, I don't think that the handles are going to keep the water out.
Right. No, it's gonna flow in there.
Right. But other than the handles, which make them nice to pull on and off, they are waterproof, so you don't have any, water seeping in or anything like that. But the boots are also nice and breathable, so even when I wear them, if I it's summertime and I throw on a pair of shorts and a T-shirt to go out and do some barn work, I can still pull on those tall boots, and I don't feel like my feet are getting, sweaty or anything like that. So I like them for that, too. But plus, of course, I do love the colors. They have so many different color patterns, and I like super bright ones so that when I'm stumbling out into the garage to do my barn work in the morning, that I'm like, okay, where are those? Okay, yeah, there's these.
Now, these come the mid-calf, right? These are the mid-calf ones that you wear?
No, these ones are actually the tall ones. They actually do come in 3 heights, though. Good point. They have the classic high boots, they have the mid-height boots, and then they have the short boots, which the short boots kind of come up a little bit. They kind of cover your ankle, and then the mid ones are, kind of halfway in between the short boots and the high boots.
Okay, got it. And you live in mud country in Pennsylvania, so that's why you elected to go with the tall boots?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's always safe to go with the tall boots. And then, too, if you end up wandering out around the property at all in, tall grass or, back in the hayfield in the summertime, I always kind of try not to think too much about it if you might be running into any critters or snakes back there. So I'm like, okay, I think the tall boots will be a little bit of extra coverage here.
I think too. I have muck boots, and I have the tall muck boots, which we actually wear in the mornings when I go out here in Florida because it's still damp, and we don't have the mud, but we have sand and damp. And I wear those because of that. But the one thing I think that's different about the Bogs is they're a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
Than my muck boots, which tend to be heavy, I think.
Yeah. Interesting observation there, because now that you say that, I do think that they are pretty light on your feet. They don't feel, when you put them on, even the high boots, they don't feel especially heavy on your feet.
Now, the muck boots are great. They're, durable boots, and I've loved mine. But that is the one big thing, I think. The handle's number one, which anybody that's put on, when you put on your mud boots, you want to be able to put them on in 1 second. You don't want to fuss. You don't want to fool around. You want to slide your foot in and pull them on. And I love the handles for that. That's a great ad. It really is.
I'm definitely a big fan of the handles. I don't know if I like the handles better or the pretty colors.
Yeah, you probably like both. Now, what do these run price range wise? Do you remember?
I believe
I think they're in the 120 range, right? 120.
They are.
Yeah.
I think they're 124 a pair for the classic high boots.
And they are available at our sponsor for this segment, ridingwarehouse.com. You can check them out there. And they have a Bogs that also has about 1,000 different varieties. So it's not just these, but they have a whole bunches of different boots. Great pick. So you would give them, if out of 6 flakes, what would you give them?
I'm a very, very tough critic. I actually would give them between 5 and 6 flakes, because I've been so happy with even the old pair that I have that's over 2 years. I've been so happy with how they've lasted me. So I definitely am happy with the durability that they show.
Very good. Well, of course, this is Colleen Peachy. She is a listener of ours and also writes for Eventing Nation. You can find all of her product reviews over at Eventing Nation. Just search for Peachy, Peachey, at Eventing Nation, and all of her articles and reviews will pop up for you there. Thank you so much, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much, Glenn. Merry Christmas to you and everybody who's listening.
Well, I know you have Bogs. Do you like yours as much as Colleen likes hers?
Love mine.
Yeah.
Love them. Love them. Yes, I do.
They have men's versions, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I have to check into that, because I do have, I have the heavier version. I have the, what are they called? The big black boots.
The big muck boots?
Yeah, I have muck boots. And
they're
heavy, especially for here in Florida. And the Bogs looked a little lighter.
They are lighter.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, those little handles really make a difference.
It's a pain to put the other ones on.
I usually just hook one finger in the handle, but it really makes a difference. Like, I can't explain it, but I'm such a little snit when it comes to any clothing or shoes that I have to use for work, for mucking or being out in the snow or working with horses, have to fit really well. And the Bogs are good because, well, whatever she described it, but I happen to like the fact that I can tuck my pants inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you hook one. This is my little process. I hook one finger in the little handle, and then I just take the bottom of my pants and I wrap them tight around my ankle and I slide my foot in all in one easy motion, and I'm good.
It's either good or lazy. I'm not sure.
And then the bottom of my pants
it's efficient. You're efficient.
Poopy, muddy water on them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, great. And you guys have as much mud as she does there in Pennsylvania, so.
We have a lot of mud.
Yeah.
Especially now where it thinks it wants to be early spring and not middle of December.
Well, great. That's Bogs. So check them out. That was nice of her to stop by and do that review. Well, we have to wrap things up here. Thank you so much. Next week, we'll have the All Hosts episode for you. And then the week after that, we're going to play for you again the episode that Helene and I picked as our favorite for the year. And there was a consensus on this. There wasn't even any question. It was, yeah. So we'll play that for you at the end of the... Let's just say I was very embarrassed in it, so regular listeners will know which one it was. And if you're a new listener, you're going to want to tune in. And we'll be back with new episodes again in January. Helena, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and the clan up there.
Well, thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. I'm sure that we will be chatting at some point over the holidays.
I am sure we will. And where can people find you?
People can find me at sparkleandboom.com. You can send me an email either here at Horse Radio Network, helena@horseradionetwork.com, or just log on to sparkleandboom.com. I'm all over that as well.
And if you're looking for her this weekend, just go to the shopping mall because she hasn't started yet. So she'll be there fighting everybody else. Joining in. Because we're almost getting too late to have it shipped now, too. We really did screw ourselves this year.
We really, yeah.
And of course, you can find the show at stablescoop.com and also all of the shows on the app, iOS or Android. Just search for Horse Radio Network. I'm tired. That's it for this week.
Blah, 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 blah. Apparently, I'm tired too. That is it for this week. It's plenty, as always, but there will be more next week. Until then, happy scooping.
I'm wishing you a very Merry Christmas and hoping that you're warm and home and safe, surrounded by your herd, singing peace on earth and happy ye holidays. Well, the snow is softly falling on the pasture, and there's a holly wreath hanging on the barn. Jingle bells are jingling, lights are all a twinkling. Christmas time is coming to the farm. Yeah, I'm wishing you a very Merry Christmas and hoping that you're warm and home and safe, surrounded by your herd, singing peace on earth and happy ye holidays, yeah. The Christmas tree is loaded up with presents, and the kid in me just loves this time of year. There's no dream too big for dreaming. Ain't nothing like the feeling when all the ones you love are gathered near. So I'm wishing you a very Merry Christmas, hoping that you're warm and home and safe, surrounded by your herd, singing peace on earth and happy ye holidays.